So hello YouTube, today I am going to talk about my Swift VDI AMT. I have been using this car from 1.5 years, and let me share some good user review with you. What are pros and cons of this car? So when I purchased this car, I was in market looking for some automatic which will be fuel efficient at the same time. And I am enthusiast. I drive pretty rash. I love the turbo. So I was more oriented at the diesel than the petrol car, as petrol cars are pretty weak as they don't have the turbo. The turbocharged petrol cars are anyway good, but in automatic the turbocharged cars were only Volkswagen Polo GT TSI version, and as I had Vento before, I was pretty scared of the after sales. Even though that was worth it, I feel it now. But now coming to this car, I brought this car as it is diesel AMT. In AMT, you know, I won't lose any torque as it is as good as manual only, as well as the fuel efficiency is like manual only. Only the worst part is now I am on incline, and you can see I am on first gear, and it won't change the gear unless and until I hit over 2000 or even more RPMs on inclines. Okay, that is the bad thing about it. Sometimes it happens that the car is about to change the gear from first to second or second to third, and if you are in hurry and you slam the accelerator, you will get pretty high amount of jerk. Okay, so this car AMT wants that everything should be slow and steady. If you are an enthusiast and you try to push hard on accelerator, you will have bad jerks, and those are much prominent in this diesel variant. I am purposefully making this video while driving so that you can have some idea. In city traffic, I am pretty happy. In city, I am getting mileage of 18 to 20 kmpl and AC full time on, and as it's diesel engine, I don't get any difference in power while AC is on. Even though car is fully loaded with 5 people and I have a big music system in the boot, so with this full load also, I rev this car like crazy. Now I'll slam on accelerator. See the turbo. Car achieves 50 to 60 kmph with ease, that too on first or second gear. I'm purposefully making this video so that you will get the idea how AMT works. So people blame AMT that it is worst. It is not worst. If you get used to the jerks and you have not used the proper automatic before, then AMT is for you. If you have used the CVT or DSG or torque converter before, then you will be pretty disappointed with the AMT. AMT is for beginners, not for the pro drivers who have been to automatics for years. Okay, so this was my review. I have explained the mileage on the highways. There is no much use of AMT, as even in manual you slam the 5th gear and you go on going. You don't have to change gear every now and then on the highways. So on the highways it's pretty same as manual. Sometimes while overtaking it's shift down to the 4th gear. Otherwise there is no much difference. Sometimes it get irritating when I want to shift in the 2nd gear. I don't want to hear that noise of engine till 2000 RPM as we do in the manual on the inclined angles or all. This car won't support you. It will stay in its right gear position. Now I will take the car inside. Give me a minute. Parking this car and shifting the gears is pretty easy, at least for me. Obviously not for my dad, because the visibility of this car is not so good. It's claustrophobic. And my friend has Brezza, my uncle has Brezza, and those cars are pretty good in visibility. This car is not good in visibility. I park this car only from the mirrors, and I have sensor as well as camera, so it is pretty easy for me. Talking about the driving dynamics, this car has great handling, great control, as well as the turbo. You will feel the kick, and it is pretty good, fun to drive vehicle. For youngster, definitely recommended. For senior citizens, the jerks are irritating sometimes. So if you are not using your car much, I have got this diesel car, but my running is too low. I crossed only 13,000 kilometers as of now, in the span of 2 years approximately, and that is nothing. A few months were wasted in lockdown. But for long routes, I don't like this car. The sitting arrangement, the sitting posture is low, as I had in my Vento. Ingress and egress is also not good for senior citizens. They have to climb down and then get inside the car. That are some drawbacks of this car. The positives I have shared with you. The mileage is good. There is no automatic car in India which will give you mileage around 20 kmpl in city. Okay, and in highway this gives around 25 kmpl. And if you drive it very carefully below 80 and sometimes without AC, then you will get around 27-28 kmpl real world mileage. Okay, so for mileage, this engine by Fiat 1.3 is one of the best. No one can beat their engineering for the diesel engines, and this is one of the best engine they have launched. Unfortunately, with BS6 they were unable to cope up with the expenses and the design. For BS4, if you are looking for used car, this is one of the best automatic car you will have, for which will be low on pocket as well as good on economy also. Talking about the diesel, government is against diesel, but if you see some vehicles by government only, buses or the public vehicles, they are polluting more than these diesel well maintained cars. So as our government is not well educated, we have to bear with it. In US, UK also, in Dubai also, you will see many diesel cars. Even antique cars are still on roads, but here we need to scrap them after 15 years, and now government is forcing to scrap diesel engines after 10 years. Doesn't make sense. People here use their car very carefully. They maintain their car. So I think that's not in our hand. Let's skip that topic. Talking about car, it is a pretty good car if you are looking in used market. But the one plus point is for the sellers like me. uh, Swift has been the most selling car from decades, and it has highest resale value, especially in diesel, as there are few options, very few options for the diesel. And if you are talking about the diesel automatics, then there are only, I think, 3 to 4 options left in the hatchback section, out of which this is the best. Okay, so if you are looking at a car in used market, then you should go for Swift automatic. If you are looking for petrol car, do not go for Swift automatic. Okay, there are many good options out there like Baleno CVT. And if you are looking for the used car, you should use your mind and you get some brands which don't have the resale value in India. Those are good, like Nissan, Volkswagen, Skoda. They are very good brands, but Indians don't value those brands, because यहाँ पे जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. अबे क्या बोले. So if you are in used market and you want good resale value, you are gonna change your car after few years, then look for Swift. And you want a diesel automatic, then look for Swift only, or you can go for Vento DSG. But the DSG failures, they are tremendously expensive. You have to bear the loss of around 1.5 to 2 lakhs if DSG failure is in your case. And honestly, you can buy some second hand car in 1.5 or 2 lakhs. That is not a joke. Okay, So this is very cheap on maintenance. The complete AMT unit costs about 50,000 only. So even if something goes wrong, you are in safe hands. I got 5 years warranty covered. That's why I don't worry about the failure and all that thing. And in Maruti Suzuki, the failure rate is very minimal. So this was my honest review. The suspension is good. The top speed I notched is 160, 170, and I was pretty confident till 140. In Vento, I knocked 180. You can check out the video on my YouTube channel. And I was very confident on 180 also, but in this car that is not the case. I spent around 9 lakhs, and I think it is not worth to spend 9 lakhs on hatchback, that too made by Maruti. I am being honest over here. I don't care. I know I have brought this product, but you should not misguide someone, right? So that was from my side. If you are looking for used car, go for the brands and used car in petrol, and you are gonna keep it for long term. Then go for the brands which are not valued in India, like Volkswagen, Nissan, and some other imported brands. Don't go for Hyundai, Maruti. Those are most wanted brands all the time in India, and you will have to bear a huge amount. Only go for those brands of like Hyundai, Maruti if you are gonna change your car very soon, like couple of years or 2 to 3 years. If you are gonna keep your car for long term, like 7 to 8 years, 10 years, then blindly go for any other petrol car like Nissan. And they have good engineering in petrol. Honda, Nissan, they are well compiled with CVT. So that was my review for this car. If you have any questions, drop your comments below. I think I have covered most of the points. After sale service for this car is around 10,000 rupees, including the synthetic oil, and that is pretty common these days. Even for petrol cars, you have to spend 6 to 7k. So I mean, you are saving something on fuel, as well as you are enjoying the drive. This is not boring car like petrol naturally aspirated engine. This is fun to drive vehicle, so you can bear that amount. Okay. The insurance premium is around, this is my third year, and excluding no claim bonus, I think insurance premium should be around 15 to 16,000 directly from company. New India Assurance tie up with the Maruti. We have to buy from Maruti broker agency. If you buy from directly from Policy Bazar, it will cost you around 2,000 cheap. But it is better to buy from Maruti as they are pretty cooperative for the insurance claim. That was as of now. Do I recommend buying new car? Definitely not. I recommend you buying the second-hand cars and keep changing them. You will have better peace of mind. If something goes wrong, you can definitely change it immediately. Now, if you buy a new car and you wish to change it, you will have to face big loss. Okay, the depreciation is pretty bad, and before this car, I kept changing the used cars, and I was pretty much satisfied. And customizing the used cars is more enjoyable. Then I had spent 1 lakh rupees in this car after purchasing it. Like I had changed the head unit, I got the interiors. This is high-end Napa leather interior. You can check it out. I got this head unit, and I got amplifier, subwoofer, everything. So that costed me around a lakh. So that was all. If you have any questions, drop your comments below. I will definitely answer them. So I told who should buy this car only, and in new market you have option of only Swift AMT in petrol as of now. So I won't recommend it. For petrol you have many better options out there. Go for CVT, and CVT is more fuel efficient than manual. Okay, note this point. CVT is more fuel efficient than manual on highways. If you can continue the steady driving, CVT will be more efficient than manual. Not in city. In city, Baleno will give you a mileage about 10 to 12 kmpl only, but on highways it is really good. So it is plus or minus everywhere. In automatics, there are not much well-defined options in India available. but they are developing now. Nissan is launching one car, Magnet. It is turbocharged CVT for the first time. I am very impressed. You should definitely look for that car, because there was no other car which is turbocharged automatic, I mean turbocharged CVT in petrol. Okay, so this is very good option. You should definitely think of it. You are getting SUV style sitting. And please note this point that SUV is any day better for long routes, rather than sedans or the hatchbacks. For the sitting posture, I'm talking about, not for the stability or driving dynamics. Okay, so you want practical car, then you should go for mini SUVs. These days, those cars are booming in market. And if you are in used market and you are gonna keep changing the cars, then definitely go for Swift or any other Maruti car, as you will get good resale value. That was my review. Thanks for watching. Leave it out.